Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast in game number 1 between now Iron Sonic and HLA. This is going to be in Crystal Kingdom 1.3 as we see HLA spawning as the yellow undead on the top left hand side of the map. Meanwhile, we have Iron Sonic spawning as the red Night Elf. This is going to be Night Elf versus Undead in this 1v1, and I am really looking forward to seeing how things unfold. Now, can't make too many predictions on the heroes that they're going to be using. Well, I guess I can make predictions. I can be wrong. Ultra of Darkness and the timing of everything, based on the matchup, I would assume that it is going to be a Death Knight coming in from HLA. Meanwhile, I wouldn't be surprised if Sonic went with a Demon Hunter or a Warden. That Warden has been known to really give a lot of problems to early Death Knights with a large number of ghouls. Fan of Knives coupled with the option for a panda later shuts down massive ghoul play, and in the same way, if all of a sudden your opponent transitions far too quickly into Crypt Fiends, and you no longer want to use that massive AoE between the Breath of Fire and the Fan of Knives, you have the option of going for a solo Warden. With all of that said, Sonic opted to go for a Demon Hunter, so all of that is now out the window as it is going to be a Demon Hunter versus a Death Knight. No big surprise there. Now let's take a look at the timing and the buildings. You can see the Ancient of War gonna go ahead and start training up that archer and then attempting to take down these 3 Ice Troll trappers. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, ghouls working tirelessly to take down these trees here and add more lumber. I don't see a graveyard as of yet, and we do see still more and more ghouls being trained. If HLA continues to train more and more ghouls, that is going to be a definite strategy, as those ghouls are very effective at those poor archers. Archers have medium armor, meaning that they take additional damage from normal attacks. On top of that, they have relatively low hit points. The reason why archers are generally difficult to kill is that they have a little bit of additional magic resistance. I forget the name of the ability right now, but they have passive magic resistance, which makes them difficult to kill with simple storm bolts or death coils. We are going to be looking at the Ancients of War now walking away, wanting to get back closer and closer to the main base there. Oh, there's an ensnare. Very lucky ensnare by Sonic off of that troll trapper. Then HLA is going to lose his scouting acolyte. Meanwhile, back off to the north, HLA is going to go ahead and clear out this creep camp pretty easily. Ice Troll Trapper is going to get taken down. Skeletal minions are pretty much all that are left. He did end up using another Rod of Necromancy right there. I wouldn't have used it until they were down, just because that Rod of Necromancy means that poor skeletal minion is not going to easily make it to the next side of the map. Demon Hunter now going after HLA's skeletal minion, and it does get taken down here. Demon Hunter pretty much only needs 1 or 2 more hits to finish things off. He could have gotten Immolation, but I don't believe he has that yet. Meanwhile, the Death Knight has Gloves of Haste and has gone with Unholy Aura, meaning faster movement speed on those ghouls and on those skeletal minions, at least for the time being. 3-1-1 creep camp there. Demon Hunter now going to be rushing in, and there is Immolation, so a lot of easy damage across the board. You can see that the Demon Hunter is just standing right there, causing problems and getting a good amount of kills. Oh, that one ghoul down to 11 hit points still ends up surviving. As you can see that the Demon Hunter is really trying to get there. Nerubian Tower comes online at just the right moment, as the Demon Hunter will now be forced to back off. Iron Sonic losing that battle there, suffering a good amount of damage, and will be forced to retreat, as the Death Knight knows that the Demon Hunter can only pressure for so long before he will be forced to try and head back. Demon Hunter now sitting at level 1 still. Death Knight sitting at level 2. You can see that the ghouls are there trying to do a very decent surround here. That is going to be a lot of damage absorbed. Scroll of Town Portal quickly used. No more mana, and Iron Sonic definitely losing that battle there. He is going to teleport back home. Luckily, he does have a lot of moonberry juice to drink from those moonwells, healing back up, pretty much back up to full hit points, and, well, still recovering a bit of mana. Coming online next, you're going to see that the Death Knight is sitting at level 2, and anytime you are in in a situation where you are behind your opponent's, an undead opponent's experience level on your heroes, at least this early in the game, things are not going well. The Demon Hunter really needed to do a better job of either stealing a little bit of experience there. The Demon Hunter now runs in, activates Immolation again, but because of the faster movement speed, the Demon Hunter now finally has boots of speed and is able to try and chase down some of those units. All right, getting in some easier attacks across other units. The Death Knight is going to be able to use another Death Coil, and now no surround. The Demon Hunter giving the slip once more as the Demon Hunter deactivates that Immolation, and now looking to back off again. Anytime you pretty much set yourself on fire in order to deal a little bit more damage, that's always a risky maneuver, as we now see HLA going into double crypts for gargoyles. Now, what is that going to mean? Well, it means that it's going to be very painful trying to fight back here. The Demon Hunter is still sitting at level 1, does not have the option of picking up an Orb of Venom as of yet, and those gargoyles are going to be dealing significant damage to the archers and the remaining units. Gargoyle Ghoul is such a nasty 1-2 combination and punch, because the ghouls are so effective at taking down archers. Now, you're going to be looking at one archer shadow melding right here. If you can get another archer shadow melding there, that is going to really limit the amount of damage that these ghouls can do by getting inside that base. All right, Demon Hunter now trying to rush back here still. Death Knight still has plenty of mana, and there you go. There's a bit of damage. There is that Ancient of War, and the Demon Hunter activates Immolation, trying to get some shots. There you go. Staff of Teleportation in order to get away, and somehow Staff of Teleportation ends up working, and the Demon Hunter actually ends up dealing more damage to the ghouls, and the ghouls do back. I believe the Immolation is 10 damage a second, so he was actually dealing significantly more damage to his opponent than his opponent was dealing to him, since he was just immolating so many units. Back over here, bears now being added, dryads being added. We can see Tree of Eternity about 3/4 of the way done. Back over here, archers are trying to fight back. There is the panda for that breath of fire. Very much needed, as we may even be going into a couple of moonstones in order to keep these moonwells fresh. You need to keep those moonwells highly filled in order to fight back against these gargoyles, and the gargoyle production is currently not slowing down. You can see that's exactly what this Demon Hunter wants to make sure of. If there is a transition away from the gargoyles, he needs to know it to try and fight back. All right, dryads now desperately trying to run back again. There's a breath of fire hitting a handful of units. And what is happening here? Dryads now trying to make their way back. All right, there's a Staff of Preservation saving an archer as the units are still trying to fight here. Breath of Fire hitting some of those units. That is just not looking out all too well. And it looks like one archer is not going to fall. All right, Panda now with Orb of Venom fighting back here, needing a second Orb of Venom. Beautiful mana burn, preventing the Death Coil here heal, as the Demon Hunter now in a foot race against the Death Knight. It looks like the Death Knight may end up getting slowed down. No, he gets slowed down on a seal. All right, seal hunting is maybe in the books for the Demon Hunter a bit later. Demon Hunter finally picking up that Orb of Venom. Panda needs to head back, and it is still going to be quite some time before it is nightfall again. Looking at the state of moonwells, you can see that we are still in the early stages of the day, and having all of these moonwells being bone dry is always very painful. All right, there goes one ghoul, or one gargoyle. Is another gargoyle going to get taken down? No, it does not look like it. The Demon Hunter doing a good job purposely hitting multiple targets so that damage over time ends up dealing maximum damage there. So really, Sonik is doing a great job with a solo Demon Hunter, making sure to maximize damage across multiple units. Now the Demon Hunter is backing away. You can see those two hits. That ghoul taking about, was taking about, I believe, 10 damage a second for, I believe, 9 seconds? Or is it 8 seconds? Let's see. That's 176, 167, 159. All right, Unholy Aura now back in there, throwing my math out the window. Rejuvenation now being used as well. There's a mana burn once more onto the Death Knight. And that Death Knight really wants to be able to use some Death Coils to heal up. Blue Drake is right here. Death Knight is ready to go. Let's see what's going to be happening as the Gargoyle is going to quickly come in. There's another mana burn right now. And the Demon Hunter, if he had somehow stayed at level 3, fighting next to a Fountain of Mana is always a Demon Hunter's dream. All right, Demon Hunter, Staff of Teleportation, not in time as he easily gets surrounded and things are going to go amiss once more. All right, didn't even realize there was this corner area on the map. Tuskar Warrior going to get taken down. Level 4 now on the Death Knight. Level 2 Demon Hunter taken out. Lich now joining in on the fun, picking up an Orb of Corruption. Panda is at level 2, has good amount of mana, Staff of Preservation, just couldn't get to the Demon Hunter in time as he is getting resurrected. All right, Nightfall about to come into play here. More and more bears are being added, and that rejuvenation, if the Panda also picks up an Orb of Venom, I believe there is a chance that Sonic can get back into this. He needs more solid anti-air that isn't weak to ghouls and gargoyles. That pretty much means you need heroes to be able to attack that air. Panda with that breath of fire and Drunken Haze also really swings things back in his favor. Now, Blue Drake, Death Knight is down over here. Lich is in position. Here we go. There comes the fight. The Gargoyle is going to make short work of that Blue Drake. Death Knight should be able to just constantly Death Coil. HLA even dropping a healing ward here, keeping all of his units alive. And I think that is pretty much going to be it. HLA with essentially a fountain of power over here on the bottom left, healing all of his units, getting more experience, getting more mana. That Lich, that Death Knight, both of them are maxed out on mana already. Death Coil could quickly come into play. No, no Death Coil on that unit there. A little bit of the Shamans getting in that piercing damage range. And you can see we also have a Red Drake Egg. So in addition to, activating that Red Drake Egg a bit early, we'll see how much damage that this Red Drake Egg will be able to do. I would have thought that the Red Drake Egg would have joined in on the fight in that actual final engagement. Frostworm, Red Drake Egg, Gargoyle, very low hit point Ghoul going to be heading back home. And Sonic now just trying to get to level 3, trying to make sure that that level discrepancy is not too much. Panda is at level 3. Demon Hunter, if it can get to level 3 with that additional mana burn, is going to help. Here is that upcoming fight. Oh, nope. He sees that the Summon Drake, he sees the Gargoyles, and he realizes, you know what? I need to be anywhere but here. Back around. Demon Hunter now pulling over here to the bottom right-hand side of the map. Dryads getting trained up. Wisp are all across the map in multiple locations. Demon Hunter ready to go. Really hoping he had about 18 more experience. Meanwhile, Ancient of War off to the north, 57 over 60 compared to 50 over 60. So Sonic does have a pretty decent size army in this upcoming fight. It's just going to be whether or not he has enough Dryads now to really seriously deal with this Frostworm. Frostworms are upgraded 2-0, and HLA is taking this opportunity to just creep out every which location on the map as quickly as possible. There was a mana burn. Frost Nova, Death Coil quickly onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter gets rejuvenated. Stone Form quickly coming on the play. You can see the Demon Hunter finally gets taken down, and that is pretty much going to be it. With the Panda a little bit in the front situation there, just not having enough armor. Oh, HLA even adding a Stone Golem gets the win as HLA takes out Iron Sonic leading this series 1-0. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game number 1. Please stay tuned for game number 2.